Good afternoon, once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to World Racing League's Bahrain Grand Prix. We're entering, of course, with a 10-point lead over Viper, who's not attending this round, unfortunately. And this race is the 11th league race I've contested on this game, and actually occurring on my birthday, 20th birthday, 22nd of November. And we're hunting after our first pole position on this game. Got quite a few second, third, fourth positions. Finally, is this going to be the time where we can nail a pole? We already have provisional pole actually with 32.3, but we are up. Really strong in this first sector. And you can have a look at the splits afterwards. A slight mistake at that right-hander, not quite making the apex there. But the rest of the lap really hooked up quite well, I believe. Especially this here. That bollard was down there, but we didn't clip it or destroy our car on it, as has happened before. Deploying the DRS here. We can apex this corner quite nicely, not touching the curbs. Perfect through there. See what the split is at sector 2. And we're purple by 0.2 of a second. So on course for a 32.1, which would of course be my PB. See what we can do with one corner to go. Not quite perfectly apexed, but quite a good exit. So we'll see what the time is as we credit across the line. 32 dead, in fact. So that's going to be pole position for the first time on this game, with Zenith second there. And if you see there, we actually had 5 times. 5 lap time is good enough for pole position. And the 6th lap time, which is actually the first one I set, good enough for a front row. So, very happy with that. And finally, Tifosi happy with me in qualifying. See what we can do from pole position. Last week we managed to take the lead at turn 1 from 3rd position and win the race. Let's see what we can do this time. No cars ahead. The lights are on now. 3, 4, 5, and off we go. Not held very long by the lights this time. We've got great traction there, unlike Zenith. Looks like Bungie's made a flying start though, so we're going to defend. Be careful not to break on the white line there. Some solid arrows behind, so someone's very close. And Bungie, on his footage, I almost chopped him off there, but the arrow didn't seem to indicate that he was as close as he was on his screen. So I'm not sure if there was slight lag there, or if maybe I'm misjudging the how close people are with the arrows. But anyway, we make it through there quite nicely and cleanly with the 8 drivers. Oh, it looks like someone's gone wide there. And just trying to drive away, be clean at the start of the race, not making any mistakes, and fall back into the clutches of Bungie and Zenith. It looks like we've made a clean opening stanza. And now it's the end of lap 2 when we set the fastest lap. We back that up the following lap with another fastest lap, as we extend the gap to more than the required DRS range for Bungie. And by the end of lap 8, we have 2.7 seconds in the bag and 10 seconds back to 3rd. So Bungie and I really gapped that field. Not entirely sure what happened to Zenith, but Bungie there has pitted at the end of lap 8 off the option, and we're of course going to cover him the next lap. To also put on the prime, both of us put on the prime this stint. Here we are looking for the white banded Pirelli, yep. Bufka also pitted that lap, so I did not relinquish the lead in that pit phase. And there on the map is Bungie and Albert. We lose Toolbox, unfortunately. Again, not scoring points for Williams. And on lap 19 we have a 6.4 second lead. Bungie did get sideways at one point on his highlights, so that explains some of that gap. And he indeed pits at the end of that lap. Just like the previous round of pit stops, we wait another lap before we go in. But we lose Albert, unfortunately, after a collision with Zenith. unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. On go, another set of option tyres. Exactly the same as what Bungie did the previous lap. And he did manage to undercut around 2 seconds out of us. You can see him on the map there. And lap 22 is the fastest lap of the race, so I shall let you guys enjoy this. Coming up to the line now, what's the time going to be? A 33.3 for the fastest lap of the race. But not long after, we agreed with something that we don't really want to see. Neutralising the field and our lead is the safety car. Luckily there's enough time to pit and come out at least second. Bungie also pits though, opting for option tyres for both of us. And at the restart, we're still getting rich, and well, I'm not entirely sure what happens behind, but it looks like Bungie doesn't get a very good run, and he's forced to defend from his teammate Bufka, which sort of allows me to extend my lead. You need to extend my lead with a couple of bursts of rich there. Just 2 seconds by the first sector split on the restart, so really eking out the margin there already. And I kind of drove the best out of my three league races in this Ferrari in this race. So I'm not sure if that's because of the car, they're not actually equal online, or just because I was feeling the best. But we take a birthday win, still undefeated on the birthdays.
Race. Congratulations on the win. That's 25 points.
And such is the order that the championship really swings in our favour. More than a race win after only 3 rounds. So that's great. Next round is China. I've been Jacko. I'll see you guys then.